Okay, so I'm CammyG and I'm going to be doing the trap tunnel for the pit amplifier. Now, for me this is amplifier E. This could be a number of ones, possibly D, I think. D, E or F, I think, for this one. Maybe even higher. It could be your amplifier I, actually, I think. But yeah, it's called the pit amplifier because it is stuck at the bottom of this pit. And at the moment, I think the only spawn that you can get when you have everything down is the west direction. But, you know, if you're doing your storm shield defenses and you put this one down before the devil amp in the northwest side of the map, you can actually get a spawn over there as well. So, you know, I'm gonna start with west because this is what most people will be looking for. And then I'll probably do another video on this direction for those that, you know, are doing their storm shield defenses. So, like I said, we're going to start with the west direction. That's something to note, that there's a lava bomb there. But basically, what we're going to do is, the spawn is down here. So, you know, they'll spawn down here, and then their objective, obviously, is to get to this amplifier. So they have a couple of options, the husks. They can come round the left here through this wide gap, come through here and drop down, you know, and get down that way. Or they can go around the other side, which is over here. They come through here, you know, either up this or round this, drop down, and then, you know, get into the pit that way. What we want to do, and what is the best way to go about this amplifier, is to get them to come up on top of this right here and then drop down this way. So basically for that, what we need to do is block off the other directions. Now, as you can see, and as you saw before, there is a lava bomb here. So what we're going to need to do is block off this as far back as we can get without this lava bomb hitting it. Now, I'm not sure. I think those ramps are going to get hit there. So what we might have to do... Well, yeah, we'll definitely have to have another layer here. But those ramps at the back might just, you know, go. But we still want the walls for sure, because they will stop them. Another thing to note over here is this ramp. We're going to need to block this, because obviously if not, the husks could just walk up here, come up here, and then, you know, waddle themselves over here. Yeah, that's going to knock out the... Only that ramp, though, although it did land further over there last time. But if this one's broken, there's no point in having these ones, because, you know, say we did have these, and they broke through this one, they can just walk under here, they don't have to break through anything else. So there's no point in having that back wall. What you might want to do as well is, you know, just add like another layer here. Obviously, there is this ramp, which, you know, you can't really stop stuff from getting up this one, because, you know, they could go all the way around, they could, you know, there's lots of stuff they could do. So, you could possibly do this. I'm thinking that might actually be a good way of doing it, because this might actually just, you know, sort of encompass the lava bomb and, you know, stop anything from getting through. Yeah, that's all you can do for there, really. And I'm going to keep coming back to try and get this lava bomb to fall to see if it will, you know, block it. So we want this ramp blocked so that they can't go around the side of our trap tunnels that we're going to be building. And then we want this bit blocked just like this. That should be enough. That'll stop them. Yeah. And then what you could even do down here, if you have enough structures left, you know, after building all of your trap tunnels or whatever, you can put that there. That will stop fully, you know, anything from going down that side. Now I'm just going to hop back over here just to see if this drops inside this little rectangle. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so this looks like it's going to work perfectly how we want it to. And we've got that. So, now that we've blocked off the sides, we just want them to come up this middle ramp. We want them to come up this one. Sure, they can come up this one if they want, but ideally we want them to come up this one, because if they go up this one, they might be tempted to, you know, try and sneak around here. So what we do is a little bit of this, and you know, this is the ramp that they're going to come up. You could even do that. That one might be a bit of an overstretch, like there's probably no need for that. So now that we've got them to come up this main ramp, and this is generally the only direction we want them to come up, we want to guide them towards here and split them off left and right. We want to sort of stop them from coming up this middle bit, because oops, if we split them into two lanes, like we split them to come there, split them to come there, what we do is we have half the amount of enemies going in the same traps, so that, you know, the traps on the left will get, say, this is just made up numbers, but like 50 enemies instead of 100, so the trap's durability is obviously going to last longer. So that's the reason for making them go down into two separate alleyways. Now, ooh, I actually have some rocks that haven't been harvested. I usually harvest everything on these maps, just so it looks nice and clean. But yeah, once you get down here, I don't think you can actually block this. Oh, you can block this high. Yeah. What you want to do is just flatten off this. I don't know why I'm not sprinting, that's weird. And what that does is it enables us to get the enemies to come up to here, drop down to here, and then drop them to here. And that is, you know, that's just really better. Instead of having it all open where they, you know, could drop down any place, now we have it, you know, blocked off like this. We can drop them down 2 blocks like this, you know, rather than going all the way to the bottom and then going straight into the amplifier. Now, you might want to build this one higher up, or keep it the same height it is now. I think the height it is now should be fine. So, once you've got that, we want to then get our trap tunnels. So, for here, what we're going to do is build around this. Whoops. Like that. Where's that falling? That's over there. Okay, that's fine. Because we want to get, I think, there? Or could we do there better, maybe? Yeah. And then put these above for gas traps. Now, the enemies are going to spawn, you know, around in this area. So, what I'd suggest is you could possibly go for... what I'd actually do is probably do this and get wall launched on these to recycle the traps at spawn. Maybe even put one there, which forces them to, you know, zigzagging like this. The ones that spawn over here, obviously, these are just going to be able to walk up here. Now, we want them to come up this bit rather, maybe not that one. We don't want them to go up this part. We definitely don't want them to go in there. Oh, is that going to break the wall? Yep, okay. So we can't block that off, it seems. I don't know what we can do with that. There's not much. Possibly... yeah, I'll just have to leave that. There's no point in having these then, as well. If that's going to do that, the most we can get is these 3 blocks here, which is quite a lot. That'll stop them from wanting to go through there, I think. You can't really, you know, you can't really block off this entire bit. That'd just take too many blocks, too many walls even. This is not Minecraft. So I feel like, you know, you just have to deal with what it is. What you'd want to do is, I mean, I'll show this when I'm putting the traps down, but, you know, you'll put wall traps on these, maybe even get a roof over this so we can put gas traps under. Put one there as well. That way, you know, we can barely just stop them from wanting to go up there. But yeah, coming back to this bit, here you could even, like, you know, put an extra wall, but they are going to be spawning here, so I'd stay away from putting walls in the spawn. You know, these might be a bit borderline, this might be where they spawn, but yeah. Then when they get to the top, this is probably where we're going to want to split them, either here or maybe one further back, because this is a floor. that's used to block stuff. I don't think we want to, you know, make them walk over this just because of the nature of what we're using that for. We can do this, which, you know, now that there's extra walls here, this will definitely stop stuff from wanting to come up here, because not only would they have to break that, and that, if they're a smasher at least anyway, or, you know, a tall husk, they now have to break one of these walls, which, again, makes it so that they're going to come up this main ramp because they don't have to break through anything, you know? It's all about guiding the husks into an area where they don't have to do, you know, they don't have to put any effort in, really.
Let's build.
That's actually wrong what I've just done there, isn't it? We don't want this. We want it there. Yep. Then get a ceiling over this. Then at this point we'd just take them straight forward, I think. Yeah, we can't really do anything here unless we, you know, sort of made them go down the middle instead and drop left. In fact, yeah, we could do that actually. That's going to be utilizing more blocks if we do that. I've said blocks again. I'm just going to say blocks, like, if you that's just easier. So if we do that, then bring, in fact, we don't even have to do that. We can still do it this way and, you know, have this as we had it before. One thing you might want to do here is possibly, you know, put walls at the sides. I don't know how likely the husks are to want to come on here, just because of the nature of husks being quite random. If you put walls there, that'd mean that if they broke through this, you know, they wouldn't be able to just drop straight down. They'd have to break through that wall or break through this one, which, you know, gives them more to break through, which actually, thinking of that, we don't need to bother with that if we're going to do that. So yeah, I'd probably say do this. That way they, you know, they have at least two things to break through no matter which way they're going to go about it. So do that. Get a ceiling over this. Then at this point, this is where we're going to drop them straight down, basically. So like this. Just thinking here, I cannot speak. Like, we might want to put a wall there. Now, the reason you'd want to do that is because the husks that carry the exploding bombs, if they get to this point, they can see the amplifier. Oh, actually, maybe not, but you know, they can see down there, so they might want to throw their bomb down there and blow it up. If we put, you know, walls around this entire thing as it went down, they wouldn't be able to do that. But then again, to save structures, you know, if you didn't do that, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. So I think I'm actually gonna not build stuff there. Then here, we'll do the same. I am a bit conscientious about putting that there because if stuff comes flying out there, it might land on top of that, which we don't really want. But at the same time, it doesn't matter that much because let's say they did land on here, you know, where they're going to go, they're just going to drop down here, which is where they go anyway. So, yeah, it's not actually that big of a problem. Then, when they get to these points, let's just actually... Whoops, what is that? Oh my gosh, I cannot jump. Alright, here we go. Yeah, we're good. So, like at the other side. Now, the reason I'm building these is because we can put broadsides on this. To be honest, you're not going to do that much damage with that. It's just because we have one here, so this would be able to, you know, bounce off of that. But alternatively, you might want to put, say, wall darts on this, wall lights, you know, something else other than broadside trap. That's perfectly fine and a viable tactic. That way you save 1, 2, 3, 4 plus a trap 5 structures. I definitely say that that's a good idea if you want to do that, and probably, well, it definitely is more efficient than what I'm proposed first. So, you know, if you want to do that, do that. Yeah. Oops, that's meant to be brick. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Now they drop down into here, which I'm thinking I'm going to put the wall there, just because I don't want to put a wall here and the enemies drop, you know, this side of it here. I'd rather have that. What this does, having this wall here, allows us to put broadsides here. This one we can put broadsides on, which will bounce back and forward from this one. Same with these two. Something that might be of interest would be putting cones down like this. Now, the positive of this is enemies won't want to break through this one because, you know, this has two things to break through if they go through that. Whereas going through this one, they just need to break one and they're in. Whoops. Put that back. But this means that when you put broadsides on here, the cannons are going to fling out, hit this and go up, which, you know, isn't going to make them effective. But you could also put a wall there to make the broadsides bounce off this. But then that has the problem of, as I said before, if stuff ends up dropping down from there and landing in here, they're, you know, not going to break through there. So it's kind of a tough one, and it's, I think, something that you need to decide for yourself which way you want to do it. Personally, I'm going to do it like this and have traps on it that way. But like I said, that's up to you. So that is the west direction built. Structures anyway. We need to get traps in there, obviously. So I'm going to go all the way back up here and get some traps down. That is a lava bomb. Just thought we should probably put that on there. And let's see. Yeah, I'm just thinking of what we can utilize here, but because if we put a wall there, put a wall launcher on it, if they try and come through here, let's just get a view of what this is. Yeah, they might try go up there, you know, because then they can get around there, but that's blocked off as well, so they're probably not gonna. So I'm not gonna put that there. But for the traps on this side, I'd suggest you might not need this. You know, you could probably get away with not putting these down at first and seeing how effective that is. But that's to deter stuff from wanting to break through there, which is also what we wanted to do over here. And with this, again, to stop them from going up that ramp, you know,
don't think so.
Get the traps on. Can I get wall traps, please? Thank you. Do that. Now, maybe a wall launcher on there. Definitely want gas traps just in case stuff tries to break through those. Gas traps as they come through, you know, so they get damaged anyway. And in here we want broadsides facing each other. Broadsides here to shoot stuff as it goes up. A wall launcher here to just slow things down. Wall launchers here to send them back out so they get hit by traps again. Gas traps above. Not one there because that won't reach them. That one will though. You can put a tire drop trap there if you want. I don't actually use them, so that's why I'm not putting them there. I just don't have them. I would definitely recommend getting them though. Through this entire thing, we want to slow them, because there's not actually that long of a distance between the spawn and the objective on this, so you definitely want to slow them down as much as possible. Launches on these two to slow them down. Here, yeah, I'll put a wall launcher there as well to slow them. Then everywhere else on the walls, we are going to want broadside traps. Let's see, over here, broadsides. And then for this, you could put broadsides here, but it's not massively necessary. And to be honest, you can probably get rid of these. I'm just going to do this so I can get rid of it. You probably don't need those. Save some structures and get rid of them, you know. Same here. Get rid of these. We definitely want that one because that's the one that stops them from, you know, just breaking straight through here. But that is that. Then we just want some gas traps. Some gas traps all the way through here. And then this is where they drop down to. I would definitely recommend a slowing trap to stop them here, and then while they're stopped you want to hit them with damage. Here, you know, either stun them with wall lights, maybe not necessary because you have this. Wall darts is a good shout as well, but I don't actually have the schematic anymore because I'm an idiot. Same on that one, because it's the same place. On that one, actually, that's probably not the best trap to use. You probably want to damage them, because at this point, you know, they're at the objective. They're trying to break in, and you just want to do as much damage as possible to stop them. But when you do this, you know, defense, you will be stood down here. So, you know, when they get to this point, you can shoot them, they drop down, shoot them, you know, use your abilities, whatever it is. Definitely want those there. And that. And, you know, you're just going to be sat here killing them, effectively. But yeah, that's the west direction, built and trapped. And I'm going to do the other direction as a different video, because I'm not going to have time to record that now as well. I'll have to do that at a different point, so I can, you know, get this video edited and out there. Definitely thanks for watching, especially if you made it to this point. You're obviously committed and find these videos useful, so thanks for that. And I will see you in the next one.